Hector Gonzalez is Michigan State University Associate Professor of Epidemiology and Biostatistics in the College of Human Medicine. He's a licensed clinical neuropsychologist with clinical research training and experiences in Alzheimer's disease research centers in California and Michigan. Dr. Gonzalez was a research fellow and later co-investigator of the Sacramento area Latino study on aging, which is a landmark dementia study. He's principal investigator of the largest and most in-depth study of Latino health to date. Today, Dr. Gonzalez will describe the newly funded Study of Latinos Investigation of Neurocognitive Aging, also known as SOL-INCA, and I believe it was funded at the level of roughly $7 million by NIH. Welcome.
Good morning, esteemed colleagues. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for your interest in our work at the Hispanic Community Study of Latinos. We received funding from the National Institute of Aging, and I want to acknowledge our program officer, Dallas Anderson, a man from Flint, and also the collaborating institutions, Heart, Lung, Blood, and Neurologic Disorders and Stroke. You've had your coffee this morning, and now for some sobering statistics. That is that over the next 34 years in the U.S. and other high-income countries, we are anticipating and projecting a 178% increase in dementia prevalence. In low middle-income countries like Mexico, we are anticipating in excess of 400% increase in dementias. As such, it is a global health priority according to the World Health Organization. Back home in the U.S., Latinos, Hispanics, are at reported increased risk for dementia. Why that's important is that by also year 50, over the next 34 years, nearly 1 in 3 Americans will be Latino. The estimates for Alzheimer's disease and dementia come from the YCAP study from New York, very excellent study, as well as our own SALSA study, the Sacramento Area Latino Study of Aging, in which I participated in. The estimates vary radically. It's very vague or faint, but there's a 4-fold difference between the Caribbean sample in New York as opposed to our 5% in our Mexican-American sample. And why these big differences are there in the literature has been ignored for over the last 10 years. And I've been thinking about this over the last 10 years, needless to say. And so we have this opportunity, and our aims are now the SOL-INCA aims, the Study of Latinos Investigation of Neurocognitive Aging. And our task now is to explain the 4-fold differences between Caribbean and mainland Latinos. The distinctions are coming from our very in-depth genomic studies that are soon to be reported, I believe, in Human Genetics. We are setting out to characterize and compare mild cognitive impairment, which is a prodromal phase of Alzheimer's disease, where the clock is turning back now as of new diagnostic criteria 2 years ago that were released, and we're on it. And so we're looking at this prodrome of Alzheimer's disease before it happens, as well as looking at the actual syndromic levels of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias, ADRDs. In middle-aged and older Latinos. That's important because we are looking specifically for ways to mitigate Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. We have an opportunity. We will follow cardiovascular pathways because our data is so rich. The SOL study is, for those of you familiar with the Framingham Heart Study, the Atherosclerosis Risk and Community Study, SOL is the equivalent of Framingham, except we have newer technologies, including our deep phenotypic cardiovascular characterizations, as well as our genome-wide studies on over 13,000 Latinos. We are anticipating, and we will have 12,000 whole exome sequences by the end of the year, come this fall. I'm guaranteed that. So this is a real rich research platform that we're taking advantage of, and so is the National Institute of Aging. It's a very efficient means of getting the answers because the infrastructure exists. The platform exists. These are our sites. East Lansing is above the others, and we have sites throughout the country where we've gathered up our 16,000 Latinos plus. Again, this is like Framingham, except bigger. So what are our next steps here? Now that we're looking at the syndromic level, well, we need to get into the etiologies. As a clinician, this is critical to understanding pathology, no? So we will be conducting neurologic exams with our participants. We're anticipating a case control study of about 2,000 people. We will be using, again, neurologic exams as well as some very advanced new biomarkers that are coming online every day. With that, also every day it seems like it's hard to keep up with the number of genomic studies that we have coming out. We have our GWAS, genome-wide association studies, whole exome sequencing, and I think if we're successful here, and I think we have a compelling case to go whole genome sequencing in this next iteration. So stay tuned, and I hope I get to come back to tell you a little bit more about another success, because I'm very confident we'll get this, and it'll be bigger than this study right now. What are some next steps? As I mentioned, Alzheimer's disease is a global health issue, important. It's a global health priority, period. So let's take it to Mexico. And I have been working on and laying the groundwork for the Yucateco Estudio de Salud, the YES study. It sounds better in Spanish than English, let me tell you. And what we're looking for in particular is a hypothesis that's been out there for a little while, and I'm pursuing, that there may be some Alzheimer's disease resilience among indigenous people. It's controversial, but I think we have something here, and so it's time to look upstream, as it were. We have full support from our global health initiatives here at MSU, from Secretaría de Salud de Yucatán, as well as Instituto Nacional de Geriatría, INGERI, in Mexico. In fact, next week I'm going to go to INGERI to talk about what's going on. And these are some pictures of the market in Ticul, Yucatan. These are wonderful people. It's an exciting opportunity. We have some very, very healthy old folks in the Yucatan, and I could tell you stories about this that just warm my heart, and they will yours too, I imagine. So what are the conclusions? Alzheimer's disease and related dementias are global and domestic public health priorities. SOL-INCA and YES and others will fill critical scientific gaps. The SOL-INCA is a longitudinal study. It will be a longitudinal study. I expect this to run for at least 20 years. I will retire on this study. If we're as successful, and I hope to make it as successful as Framingham and Eric and other studies, Framingham's been around for over 50 years. So this research platform is here at MSU, and I look forward to sharing these opportunities with folks. Congress has ordered NIH to develop what's called a bypass budget, like cancer. Every grant application that has cancer in it gets a special allotment of money. Alzheimer's is on track for that. So we'll see major increases in our budget through 2025, which will enable SOL-INCA to achieve its goal. Okay, a lot of description, kind of a flyby description, but let me just emphasize that the SOL-INCA goals, my goal, is to improve global aging population's health by discovering early means for mitigating cognitive decline and the terrible disease burden of Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, and other neurocognitive disorders. This discovery point, I have to emphasize, that is a bug that's caught me. We have an opportunity to discover new things, and it just draws you in like a moth to the flame. And though I'm hooked, and I'm committed to this activity, and I really look forward to discovering and reporting some very exciting findings, because we're turning the clock back on Alzheimer's disease. We have a chance to look early in life so we can make a change, and I think we will. Thank you for your time, and I'll entertain questions.
Questions?
Yes, sir.
What's the reason? I mean, you're talking about the Hispanics or poor people or wealthy people. What's the study showing? Why are people in those categories getting Alzheimer's at a faster rate than others? What's the reason?
There are a host of reasons that have to do with metabolic changes secondary to diabetes, cardiovascular disease. These are all, in fact, there's been a recent consensus looking at Alzheimer's disease, and the consensus that will come out this fall is saying that it's no longer just a strictly neuronal focused disorder, in that it indeed is a systemic problem. So when the systems isn't healthy, if we have rampant diabetes, obesity, hypertension, the brain is vulnerable. 20% of the blood in our system is obligated to the brain's function. 25% of the oxygen is committed to the brain. You change those pathways, you're going to have problems. Minorities, myself included, are at increase for diabetes, hypertension, and other disorders, metabolic disorders. That's the pathway we're pursuing, as well as our genomics. I think that's the key.
Well, let me sort of help bridge the. Would you comment a bit about what the genomic studies might lead to in terms of understanding? Because that's part of the I think underlying some of Trustee Ferguson's questions about what you might learn from the genomic studies that could then answer the why question.
The why question, as far as this Amarin resilience, we don't know. We really don't know, and that's why it is at a discovery phase. There are some very exciting activities coming out right now with regard to cardiovascular resilience among this Amarin admixed population. And I think it carries forward to brain.
But
I'm sorry.
Question.
Yeah, it's all right.
If you're going to weigh, what are our chances of finding ways to prevent Alzheimer's or finding ways to cure Alzheimer's? How do you
Yeah.
Tell me, I mean, of course we all like to prevent it.
Sure.
Okay, so what steps are we gaining on preventing it? Are we spending more time on trying to, in a limited way, have ways to make people more comfortable in curing it? How would you talk about both of those?
Well, it is not an all. Genomics has changed quite a bit, and the notion that if you're born with some genotype, that you have a certain path is not really where we're at right now. And indeed, that gene-environmental interaction seems to be where the public health areas are. And with that in mind, the genomics will tell us pathways that we should be pursuing, I think. I hope that answers your question.
Steve, do you want to add anything to that?
So diseases vary in their genetic architecture, and some are controlled by relatively small numbers of loci. Some, like Alzheimer's, are impacted by a lot. And they also vary in heritability, so how determinative the genetics is of whether you get the condition. But we're at an early stage for all this, and the data that collaborations like this gather are the input into all kinds of analysis that are going to happen in the next decade or so.
Right.
And I think we're going to know a lot more just in the next 10 years about all these things.
Yeah, and it really does take a lot of power. And so one of the beauties of the SOL study is that we are now engaged in global consortia, genomics consortia. There's a long list of the consortia that we're involved in. And so we take our meager 13,000 GWAS studies, and then we are able then to collaborate with these consortia all over the world on the Alzheimer's disease phenotype. And now we have a power of, latest study we put out was about 55,000 GWAS studies. So it's in the numbers as well.
Is that other questions, comments? We really appreciate your work and for being a part of Michigan State, so thank you very much.